Good afternoon. My name is Zarudna Maria Vladimirovna, and today we are going to start talking about academic writing, and more precisely, we are going to start talking about how to write an essay. This short lecture can be useful and relevant for all first-year students, and it might give you just like the first hints and first glances in how to make your writing process more effective and productive. So let us begin. So what is actually an essay? It is a written piece of communication, and the main aim of an essay for a writer is to share his or her thoughts and opinions on a particular topic. There are different types of academic essays depending on why you are going to write. What do you want your readers to understand? Maybe you want them to agree to your point of view, or maybe you want them to consider consequences of a certain event or a step that they are going to take, or maybe you are going to describe a process like application process to university or whatever it might be. And the type of an essay and even the method of writing an essay is closely connected and in many cases depends on the audience, the content that you are going to put into the essay, and the opinions that you are going to share. So as we have already mentioned, there are several types of an essay. So the first one is process. It is when we just describe how some things happen. For example, you can really describe how to write an essay. That's going to be a process if you're going to give some written instructions and share your own opinion and your own approaches. Or you can describe how, for example, recycling can improve ecological or environmental situation in a city, and so on and so forth. Comparison, it is more about seeing different points of view, different opinions, and just like trying to understand which one is better. The next one is cause effect. If something happens, what will be the consequences? If we introduce new policies, what will be the outcomes? And so on and so forth. And the last one, it is argument, when you are trying to persuade people in your viewpoint and you support it with different arguments, statistics, facts, and so on and so forth. Actually, an essay can be one of these types, or it can be a blend of two types, or sometimes three types. Again, depending on the purpose and the audience. Now, let's talk about a structure of an essay. Although we might want to achieve very different goals by writing an essay, it goes without saying that every essay should have a structure, a good structure which is easy to follow and easy to understand, and that for any type of an essay, the structure will be more or less the same. So any essay, at least any academic essay, and now we are talking only about academic English, has three main parts. It is introduction, body, where you develop the idea, and conclusion. So let's have a look at the functions of the introduction to an essay. Introduction is quite a short piece of writing, but it has a very important meaning for the essay. And if your introduction is done in a good way, that's more or less a guarantee that a reader will continue reading and will read your essay up to the end. If the introduction is not interesting or doesn't provide clear aim, clear goal for your writing, people might not want to read on. So the first aim of an introduction is to tell people what you are going to write about, to state the aim for your writing. The next one is introduce the topic. So basically, aim and topic are different things. Yes, aim, why I'm writing, what do I want to achieve by this? Persuade, compare, explain, and topic is what it is gonna be about. The next thing is we try to familiarize readers with some basic aspects, basic ideas that we are going to expand in the essay. We can also, not necessarily, but we can already outline the structure of the future essay if we say that we are going to compare two approaches, or if we are going to look at different stages of a certain process. And finally, we have to introduce our thesis statement. So what is a thesis statement? Thesis statement is actually the most important sentence in our introduction. It states the specific purpose of the whole piece of writing that we are going to produce. For example, you see here Native Americans have made very strong, very valuable contribution to modern U.S. culture. Actually, this is a thesis statement for your essay. Yeah. It makes clear that actually in our essay we are going to describe the contribution that the Native Americans made. Approaches to writing a thesis statement might be different. Some textbooks claim that thesis statement should necessarily include 3 points that you are going to expand on further in your essay. That might be truth, but actually that is not a requirement. It's more like a recommendation. So basically, if you make your thesis statement a bit longer and introduce the parts that you are going to highlight, it might be easier for people to understand what will be the parts of your essay. So here we can see a longer version, yes, that basically we can have, sorry, yeah, Native Americans have made very valuable contribution to modern U.S. culture, particularly in areas of language, art, food, and government. So basically, it becomes clear that we are going to have a look at these aspects further on in our paragraphs. So after introduction, we have to go on expanding the topic, and we have to break the main part, the body of the essay, into a number of paragraphs. Usually we have 3 paragraphs in the body, although there can be 2 or 4. So every paragraph should also have a very clear structure. And usually it starts with a topic statement or topic sentence. Then we have supporting argument, and the final sentence in every paragraph should be concluding sentence. The topic sentence is the main sentence in the paragraph. It is usually the first or the second sentence, so that we actually inform our readers what we are going to write about further on. There are several rules that apply to writing a topic sentence. So first of all, usually topic sentence is an affirmative sentence, a statement. In advanced essays, it can be a question, but we actually recommend to start with affirmative sentences. Every topic sentence has 2 clear parts. First, it is the topic. It is not necessarily the first part of the sentence. Yeah, it can can be in the second part. It is a topic which gives us a very general idea what we are going to write about in the paragraph. And the second part is controlling idea. It is actually something that sets limitations to the things that we are going to include into our paragraph. So, if we have a look at the examples below, we see driving on freeways requires skill and alertness. So driving on freeways is the topic. We are going to write about different aspects of driving on freeways. It actually can be the speed, the convenience, maybe if some freeways are toll pay, yeah, that we can speak about expenses as well, yeah, and we can also speak about the manner of driving. So here we'll limit our paragraph to writing only about skill and alertness. So all our topic sentences have to be supported, and for this we need supporting ideas. We can have 2 or 3 supporting ideas in every paragraph. It does not mean that supporting idea is only one sentence. It can be 2 or 3 sentences for every supporting idea. And we can have a number of different types of supporting ideas. For example, we can give facts. This can be just like examples from your own life or something like that. We can also give statistics. For example, we can speak about the number of accidents that happen on freeways just because some of the drivers are inattentive. Or we can give quotations if we refer to some sources, especially the ones that people are well familiar with or find to be reliable. The next part of every paragraph is concluding sentence. And this is something that gives our readers an idea that we have said, or we have actually written everything we wanted on this particular narrow topic. And there are 2 main approaches to writing a concluding sentence. So the first one is just we try to rephrase our topic sentence. And the second one is when we very shortly summarize all the arguments that we mentioned in the paragraph. So having organized each of the paragraphs in this way, we are going to move to conclusion of an essay. And actually, the function of a conclusion is to sum up the things that we have been developing, the ideas that we have been developing in our essay. So conclusion is pretty short. We sum up everything that has been already mentioned. Also, we try to reinforce our opinion. If we started with some idea, do not forget that the same idea should be reinforced in the conclusion. And one more important thing about conclusion is that we try not to introduce new ideas in the final paragraph of our essay. So these are the most general things that we have to remember when writing an essay. I hope they are useful and you will be able to apply them when writing your essay for the next class. And in the next lecture, we are going to talk in more detail about some aspects of academic writing. And you will be able to find some exercises to practice writing topic sentences, thesis statements, and arguments from your teachers. So thank you for your attention and good luck.